Hi guys, in this video we are going to talk about a simple but important topic or important item. These days people are connected more and we make lots of API calls within our application, and always people won't be connected to a good network always. So some of the our API calls can take a bit of time in between. People, if we don't handle that properly, it can lead to unexpected behaviors. So what we need to do is we need to show some indication that something is happening, and of course we know that is using an activity indicator or an overlay view. And we have multiple options available out there. We have libraries like HUD, MB Progress Hood, lots of nice libraries out there. But for me, I needed a simple one, which doesn't which should be very simple to display a message and to show a loader. uh, Sometimes I thought like these libraries can be an overkill, so I just decided to write one myself. So I'm going to discuss that here today. And as always, like, I have already written this code. Let's run the code and see how it works, and then we will go through the source code. Yeah. Okay, here we are. So let's try to run the app. You can see this loader with a message, so it handles even the rotation also. So if you click this button, you can see this again. Right now I have put just a timer, and let's see it in action in an iPad. So the same code works for both. So this is your overlay and the text, which I call hint label. So that's pretty much it. What this source code does. So this will prevent the users from doing any unexpected actions while an API call or something which is really important is in progress. Let's see how it is done. Let's go and see this loading overlay class. So I have written this as a singleton class so that it can be reused, and it doesn't manage a lot of states, so it should be fine. In this loading overlay class we have few UA elements. One is the overlay view, the dark small uh, view that you have seen where we have placed our activity indicator. That is what is called as overlay view. Then you have the activity indicator. Then you have the background view. Background view is something like the dimmer view that we add behind to cover the whole parent view. Then you have the hint label, where in which you can put any hints or any progress messages that you have. uh, then you have the parent view, which is a weak property on which you place your uh, overlay view. And yeah, this is, and I have a variable called is visible just to check whether the overlay was already visible. Then you have the normal the singleton stuffs here. Yeah, then this is the method which creates the overlay. So what happens here, this method takes a view and a string, and which is like optional. Like if you don't provide a string, it doesn't just show up. That's it. And first thing is we will check whether the overlay is already visible. uh, Most often it can happen like people can just try to load the overlay in lots of method, and there can be scenario where in which methods can be nested and multiple times the overlay gets called. And this variable will make sure that if an overlay is loaded once, it is not loaded multiple times, so that we cover the memory issues. Yeah. So we first collect the view to our parent view and add the background view to the parent view, and the black overlay view to the background view, and the hint label to the background view, and we add the activity indicator to the overlay view. So the hierarchy would be like the parent view, on top of that you have the background view which is like the dimmer view, and on the background view you have the small overlay view and the activity indicator and the hint label. Now the beauty of this is like I am not going to use any storyboard, this is done with pure constraints. So we can see the background view is placed constrained from all the sides of the parent view so that it covers the whole bounds of the parent view. Then the overlay view is placed to the center of the background view so that we should have the indicator on the center. Then the hint label is placed just below the overlay view. As we have seen in the demo, the text shows just below the black square view. Then you have the activity indicator again placed in the center of the overlay view. That's all. And after that we set the hint text to the label and ask the activity indicator to start animating and set the visibility flag to true. And if it is already visible, we will just try to update the progress text. That's all. And you have the hide overlay view, where in which we look for if the parent view is available, then we go through its subviews and find the background view and remove from super view and mark the visibility flag to false, so that next time if someone calls our overlay or the loading overlay view, we will create it and load it. And yeah, that's it. And since we have used constraints and all these things properly, even in all the orientation this will work. And I have something called a view factory over here. This is nothing but a utility factory class to create views, labels and button, which take some convenience functions. For example, like if you want to create a view, we just pass in some properties and you get a view created. And similarly you have a function for label. So these two are the ones which we are using here. uh, yeah, and this is purely this overlay and all this view factory are purely without any storyboards. So you can just copy paste it anywhere, any project you want, without any dependency on the storyboards, and you can use it easily. Now how to call it? Okay, so in the view controller I have created a show loader with some messages. So I have given two messages here, like one is a start message, and then just to show like how the text changes, I just created a second message. So I'm this is how you should do it. So show overlay and then pass in the view controllers view or any view where in which you want this to be loaded, and an optional message. And I have set a timer for 2 seconds. After 2 seconds it will change the message. So here you can see I am calling the show overlay again, but it will not load the it will not create a view again. Instead it will just change the message, and after 5 seconds I am just dismissing it. That's all. So, and if you want to show this control over any other controls, for example, usually if you use this approach to show the overlay on the view controller, if you're having a navigation bar or tab bar, those things are not covered. You still be able to access the navigation bar and the tab bar. So if you have a scenario to prevent that also, you have to present this particular overlay from your key window, which is the topmost window. So you can do this by doing like this show overlay on the key window. Yes, that's all. It's simple but It's a powerful tool to prevent unexpected behaviors into your application. Yeah, that's all. Thank you. Bye bye.